comprehensive business plan really helps you to stay on track and evaluate what you're doing. It keeps you accountable to yourself as the business person, and I saw value on that immediately. And
Hi there, I'm Nicole Joseph Cupid, CEO of Business Lifeline Ltd, and today we're talking entrepreneurship with Miss Lisa Mahabir. Miss Lisa Mahabir is an educational professional, and welcome to today's episode. And she's going to share a bit today with you about her experience taking this entrepreneurial year. So Lisa, tell us a little bit, what has it been like for you transitioning into an entrepreneur? You know, what are some of the challenges that you experience?
Right.
And of course some of the high points would be good as well.
I think the biggest challenge for me, as you mentioned, I'm an educational professional, and I had the opportunity to study all of that, and I feel like I understand that and I can build on that. But in order to offer educational services, I had to learn a whole other skill set in terms of business that I didn't train for.
Right.
So, you know, when you're doing business, it's marketing, it's accounting, it's operations and strategy, and I had no idea how to deal with that. So it's a learning curve. It's still a learning curve that I'm on, and trying to deal with in order to offer the service. So trying to get those set of skills while on a budget, while offering the service, I think that was the greatest challenge when I first started out. But I mean, it's become easier as I've learned that you can seek help in different ways that don't break your budget, that help you eventually, you know. But I will say that it's still a learning curve for me in terms of business and strategy and all the skills that we need.
Okay, awesome. Now you made a very important, interesting point there, because many people think, listen, I'm an expert in my area of business. So I know how to teach well, and that's my area of business, so I would be a good business person. But like you said, it doesn't always translate there. From your personal experience, what would you say to somebody now stepping in, you know?
And I think it would be important in the planning stages, when you haven't started yet, when you're doing the business plan, to allocate some of the beginning budget to allow yourself to learn, if not all, at least one of those skills that you know that you might be weaker in. I wish that I had done that, but of course when you start off, the budget is small, the time, you don't have it. But I would say that if you're planning, if you want to move in with a position of strength, give yourself that opportunity to be successful, even if it's in just one area, and build on that as you go on. I would recommend that.
Awesome. Now you made the point, and I'm always very passionate about the planning aspect, and I'm glad that you raised it, because one of the areas when entrepreneurs are on a budget, they decide to shave, is getting a good plan.
Right.
You know, what are your thoughts in that area?
Well, I learned while on my entrepreneurial journey of the value of that, because a solid business plan, I mean, whether or not you're able to hire someone to do it for you, whether or not you're on the internet researching it yourself, it doesn't matter. I mean, I saw the value when I put a comprehensive one together. I had help from you, but you know, before I had something, it was bare bones, but the comprehensive business plan really helps you to stay on track and evaluate what you're doing. It keeps you accountable to yourself as the business person, and I saw value on that immediately. And I feel like, again, if you're starting off, it's a really good step to take. Even if you don't need to present a business plan to a financial institution, it's good for you to judge yourself and your progress and what changes you need to make, in my opinion.
Really good advice, obviously, and the fact that you are able to compare what it was like before you did it and the results that you got after. Of course, it's something you know I'm passionate about. I'm always preaching to others, because as a business person, you're starting off and you're venturing not just your time, all your resources, all your energy into this business, and you don't want to, hold back on that one thing that can help you evaluate and really put yourself in a strong position coming in. You have enough other challenges to deal with.
Yes, I agree.
Yeah. Any other bits of advice, Lisa, that you would want to share from your personal experience?
I guess, in thinking about it, the entrepreneurial journey is like what all the memes say. It's very lonely. That path that you walk it really by yourself. But it's not a quiet path. There's a lot of noise that you have to navigate through. People offering you advice, lots of voices telling you what to do, or how come you haven't become an expert yet. And I think one of the skills that I had to learn quickly was wisdom, to be able to filter what you're hearing. There's value in listening to somebody's opinion and taking advice in a humble way. But there's also value in understanding that, okay, this person may not have walked the entrepreneurial or business journey, and so they're coming from their perspective, and that's valid for them, but it may not be valid for me, and that's okay. So I had to learn the wisdom to navigate the voices and cultivate the confidence to do what my gut is telling me to do, because I think we all know that gut instinct is a divine instinct.
It is.
And one that you can trust. So I think that was a key skill that I had to learn, and I'm still learning it. So I think people should really pay attention to what is coming in, filter it accordingly, and move on through your path.
That is some awesome advice. Couldn't say it better. But Lisa, tell us a little bit more about what you do and the value that you bring to the market, because I think you have something awesome to offer.
Yeah, well, my passion is teaching and learning, so I enjoy helping families navigate that journey, and that journey for teaching and learning looks different for every family, and that's okay. So some students need extra help, and we're able to afford that help to them. Some kids are a little bit far along and they need a challenge. We're able to do that for them. So what we offer, we started off as an after-school service. I'm happy to say I think we were one of the first actual after-school services in our country, and we springboard from there. So right now, our new iteration is offering a screening for any children or even adults that are experiencing learning issues, and we can help identify where we are and put some interventions in place. Under normal conditions, we would have a homework center and an after-school program that caters to everybody's needs, and our purpose is to really cultivate critical thinking and creative thinking, because those, in our opinion, are the skills that we need to move into a future that's unknown. We know that the jobs that are in the future, we don't know what they'll look like, but we definitely know that those are key skills that our kids need. So we are on that journey to help families in any way that we can. So that's what we bring to the table. We want to be helpful to families and students and anybody that we can.
Share your contact information so someone who has an interest in terms of development for whether they're children or, like you said, themselves as an adults, how can they reach out to you?
All right, well, I think the safest thing to do would be to give me a call, because the website is in progress. And all of that, so you can reach me at 323-2415. My name is Lisa. You can leave a message, you can WhatsApp me, and I will try and get back to you as soon as possible.
All right, so we will include the telephone number in our in a link below, so that people can reach out to you, and definitely, I agree with you, that creativity, that critical thinking, and most entrepreneurs know the value of it when you're looking for quality employees. So even in the present, it's very important, and definitely in the future we can see the value of it. So I really want to thank you, Lisa. It was a privilege in having you be a part of this initiative, Let's Talk Entrepreneurship, and I'm sure that someone else would be inspired by your experience. Any parting words?
Well, thank you, Nicole. Thanks for your help to me along this journey, and I just want to wish everybody well. Follow what you want to follow. You can do it. If I can do it, you could definitely do it.
Awesome. Thank you very much for being a part of this series.
Okay.
Yes?